A mafia don starts in only one of two places: cooking pot or maid. A cooking pot don, that is the strongest don there can be. That's when you're a complete outsider. You have no information. You have no resources. You have no friends. You have no connections. There's no place worse that you can begin than beginning in the cooking pot. There's two prominent mob dons that are unlike anybody else. Don Vito Genovese, Don John Gotti.
It's hot. He feels what he's supposed to feel in his heart. This is not a fucking circus. It's not a game. All these motherfuckers, my wife and these other motherfuckers, think it's a game. It's not a game. You know what I mean?
Nothing mattered to them but being a gangster. Dying in jail, whatever. That's what comes with it. Dying in the street, whatever. That's what comes with it. Going up against a boss, killing a boss, doing whatever it takes to maintain power. Nothing mattered to them more than that. Gaining power, maintaining power, power at any cost. That's Vito. That's John Gotti. The don that starts in the cooking pot has an extraordinary power. When you start in the cooking pot, your psyche is so different than the guy that starts at the second stage of mafia power, which is maid. Cooking pot is you're learning, developing, making friends, proving yourself to be a person that can listen, proving that you can submit to higher authority, proving that you understand where you're at, that you're not in a strong position. You have nothing to offer other than your devotion, your loyalty, your commitment to what somebody who's in power needs from you. Maid is a guy that he has the benefit of his forefathers who were in the life. His dad was a former boss or a former capo regime or a former underboss or some sort of formidable person in the life. You have an easier way to get in because you can get through via rite of passage. Remember, a cooking pot guy can't just walk into a social club. Nobody knows him. He has to get to know people, meet people. A good example of this would be like the film Donnie Brasco, where the Donnie Brasco character has no connections in the life. He would be what you would consider a cooking pot guy. He knows no one, and he has to make relationships, build relationships, show himself as honorable, and show himself as trustworthy. So to get on record with someone, to get to know someone, he's sitting at the bar every day as Don the jeweler. He starts off building a relationship with the bartender. And the bartender vouches for him to a maid guy, a guy who's established. The maid guy, the contradictory guy, would be like a guy who his father was very close friends with Lefty. And as a kid, he used to always be running around the social club with his father. So Lefty saw him hanging around. Sonny Black saw him hanging around. That kind of guy, now he's 18, 16, 21, 25. He can easily access various relationships in Cosa Nostra by virtue of his father's work. That guy's a little more pampered. A maid guy, a maid boss, would be a guy kind of like Paul Castellano, Big Paul Castellano. The Castellano name goes back all the way to Sicily. He was deeply connected with the Gambinos that were connected through kinship, through family connections. So Paul Castellano was gifted a certain level of respect. His father was a made guy in the Gambino family. His cousin, Carlo, was a very connected, powerful guy. He was a mafia boss. He ran the Gambino family. Starting off made helps you get in faster, but you're not as strong as a guy who hadn't worked his way there. The cooking pot guy has so many more trials and tribulations and barriers that he was faced with. But a made guy, a guy who starts at stage 2 of power, made, the guy that starts there, he didn't have to go to war. He didn't have to fight nobody. He didn't have to fight his way to be made. He was welcomed in because his father was there. His brothers were there. His cousins were there. His in-laws were there. What really changed as the mafia grew into strength in the United States is it became more about capability. What are you capable of doing? Are you capable of earning money? Are you capable of killing somebody? Are you capable of organizing a hit, organizing a racket? Capability was not necessarily what Cosa Nostra was formed on. Cosa Nostra was formed on blood ties, kinship, family connections, trust through blood. You couldn't get in before just because you were capable. You got in because you were trusted. You could be trusted several generations back because your uncle had proved it. Your father had proved it. Your cousins proved it. That's how you got in before. You got in through, we can trust that he'll never reveal the secrets of this organization, and he'll be loyal to the organization, and he will keep the organization alive. In Sicily, that held on much longer than in the United States. In Sicily, it didn't matter how capable you were. You were never going to be any more than a soldier. A very capable associate, very capable of earning money, very capable of carrying out a hit, very capable of being trusted, being honorable. He can earn a button, become a made guy, but never, ever, ever would you have seen just a capable guy become a capo in the family. He would have never became an underboss in the family, a consigliere. Most definitely, a capable guy would never become a boss. The guys who were in positions of power were the most trusted people in the Cosa Nostra. You were trusted through kin connections, not capability. What has happened as the mob became very prolific and powerful in the United States is that cooking pot bosses started to go to war with made bosses. The cooking pot guys, the guys who weren't even supposed to be members of this organization, they were mopping the floor with all these made guys. All these made bosses could not contend with the psyche of the cooking pot boss. Stage 2 of power, made. This is a time where you are beginning to feel what success feels like. You walk into a room, everybody knows your name. They kiss you on both cheeks. You're being invited into meetings that you were never invited in. The boss knows your name. You're setting up rackets. You're meeting powerful people. You are what the movies talk about. When you watch Goodfellas and you watch The Godfather and you watch all these films that everybody loves, when you get into the made stage of power, that's a very good life for a lot of people who aspire to be in that life. If you stay there at stage 2 of power, which is everything except for a boss, the made stage is every position in the mafia from membership up until stopping at boss. There's always somebody above you, though. When a person is in made power, an intelligent gangster will just stay there. He will bask in the glory of being made. He's a captain. He's an underboss. He's consigliere. He's just a soldier, whatever. But he will love it. He will enjoy it. He will love to go into a restaurant and say, hey, well, there's no more tables. But hold on. I'm going to get a table for you. Hey, I see the line is very long outside. Come through the back. You can come through our kitchen. You don't have to wait in this line. When you pull up, they park the car for you. The car is foreign made. It's a Mercedes-Benz. It's a BMW. It's a luxury car. When you go home, you don't stay in the dirty boroughs no more. You go out to Staten Island. You're living on the water. You have a nice home. You're living in the $3-4 million palace. Things are really different for you now. You have amassed power and wealth, but you're hidden just enough that the law, the FBI, the investigators, their eye is not on you. Their eye is on the boss. They want to know who's giving you orders. So you're a little more shielded. You're a little more protected. Being in stage 2 of power is where a smart man stays. It's the irrational. It's the highly, highly ambitious that have to go for more. And that's stage 3 of power. You have the power of life and death. Life and death are decided by you. If someone dies or someone lives, it's your decision. No man can die without the boss's permission. Nothing happens in the family. Every member in the family, you decide what time he wakes up, what time he goes to bed, if he can go on vacation, if he can't. You decide how much money he's going to give you. Maybe he doesn't have to turn you in any money, but maybe he does. You decide. This is a place that very few people have ever risen to. There's been thousands of members of the American Mafia, but very few have ever been a boss. Don Vito, Genovese, he wanted to be the boss. Don Gotti wanted to be a boss. These are people that it was in them. It was always in them. They were never in the Mafia without aspiring to one day be the boss. A boss isn't something that you sit at home and you're thinking, one day I want to be the boss. It's not something that you're toiling with in your mind. You're not going back and forth saying, I don't know if that's for me. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. A boss is a boss from the time he's born. He always knew in his subconscious mind that he wants to be at the top. Highly achieved people are like this. It's never a second guess for them. The consequences don't matter. It doesn't matter that they're going to have a really hard life and they're going to sacrifice a lot. It's just in them. You can't teach a person to be a boss. You can't convince someone to be a boss. And if you did, that isn't a boss that lasts very long. That's a boss that will flip. He will cooperate with the government. That's a boss who will be killed in the street very quickly, have his family usurped, and he won't stay around very long. A real boss, it's in him. It's in him from the time he stepped foot and decided, I'm a gangster. It's in him. And he's going for it every step of his journey. Now, stage 4 of Mafia power is what I call red pepper. Now, these are the tough days. Red pepper is a time of power where you are faced with immeasurable problems. Cooking pot is a tough place to be. Cooking pot, stage 1, where you have no information, no friends, no connections, nothing. You don't have no money in your pocket. Your mom cries all night long because she can't pay the rent and she's going to lose the house. You have the worst of everything. The worst living conditions, the worst food to eat. You're laughed at You have no social standing. You have no respect. You have nothing. When you're in stage one, when you're in cooking pot, these seem like real problems. But cooking pot is just poverty. It's embarrassment. It's humiliation. It's low self-esteem. It's lacking confidence. It's no proof that you can do it. But there's no real fear of being gunned down in the street because of what you have. There's no real fear of being indicted and facing life in prison. You're not worth an indictment and you're not worth a bullet. Cooking pot is a personal thing. It's a war between you and yourself. Seems like a problem, but it's not a problem. It just feels like a problem. Red pepper, these are problems that only a boss knows about. You don't know boss problems unless you are a boss. You have to be a boss to know what a boss is going through. Every boss has a period of trouble, of unmatched troubles. Indictments will come down. Investigators are looking at you. The IRS is looking at your funds. They want to know how you got this money and how you pay for the things you pay for without working. They have a lot of questions for you. People in your family are looking at you. Some people love you, some people hate you, and you have no way to make both of them happy. No matter how much money you're giving out, it's never enough. All the monies that you take in, people are saying, man, he's greedy, he takes so much. You have no way to make anyone happy. That is the ills that comes along with being a boss. Being a boss means suffering. It means that everybody comes to you with the problem, but never a solution. It means everybody wants what it is that you got. So you got problems in your family. You got problems outside your family. Other families are looking at you. They're wondering, how'd you get there? How'd you become a boss? Did you kill your boss to get there? Because the rule for that means you die. Being a boss is not for the faint at heart. Being the boss is for people that know how to handle pressure. Every boss aspires to be the boss until he is the boss. And then he finds out it's not all it's cracked up to be. When you're in red pepper, it's on you. It's you facing your problems. RICO hits you. You're charged with racketeering. They can send you to jail for over 100 years. Can you beat this? This is a test. Red pepper stage 4 is the test of a boss's resilience. Captains in the family are flipping. Soldiers are flipping, cooperating with the government. Can you withstand all this pressure? If you beat red pepper, if you can beat your red pepper test, you hold on to your family with even greater authority. The soldiers and the captains in the family respect you even more. They say, damn, that guy's a fighter. Man, he was facing 100 years. He beat him. He beat him bad. He walked out chanting his arms saying, I got him. I did it. I did it. He didn't flip. He didn't cooperate. He didn't give no information. He fought the cases. He fought the commission. And he held on to the captains and the soldiers in his family. That's a guy that the family continues to hold on to. They follow him anywhere he goes because they say, that's a leader. That's a boss. That's a tough guy. No one's dare going to test him. But there are guys, they don't make it through the red pepper. But every boss, this is important to understand, no boss will go out on his knee. A boss always fights for his kingdom. Don't give up what you have worked your whole life for. You go out on the mattresses. You go out fighting. It's very rare to see people like Frank Costello and just stand down and say, here, you can have the family. That's a guy that probably didn't even want to be the boss, because a real boss, he'll never give up what he worked so hard for. He'll go out on the mattresses. He'll go out fighting. He'll die in the war with the commission. He'll die in the Civil War, but he'll never just hand it over. Ever, 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 ever. It's so cherished of a position. He knows they're going to get me. The law is going to come. They're going to arrest me. They're going to get me on a murder. They're going to get me on the RICO. They're going to put me in Marion. They're going to put me away for 100 years. I'm not giving this up, though. The final stages of power in the Mafia is Rosebush. This is where the circle is squared. This is where the boss has no advantage. Even if he beat Red Pepper, all is made whole. To become the boss, you killed many men along the way. You backstabbed, you murdered, you robbed your public. You've made life hard, not just on the public, but on yourself and on your family. Rosebush is the period of retribution that I have found has met nearly every mafia boss in the history of the American Mafia. Most bosses die in the street or they die in a prison cell. Rosebush is how it ends. Power does not end well. This is the stage of power where you're finally sitting with yourself and you're asking yourself, was it worth it? Was being a boss really worth it? All the wrong that you have done, you're now faced with it. You're paying the debt to society that is owed. Rosebush is retribution. It is when pain cometh to the father. All fathers fall. The Don will fall. All Mafia Dons will fall.